Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to look at the T14. This thing has been highlight of discussion for the past couple of weeks. I believe Spookston made a video on it, and since then I've seen a lot of them on the battlefield. Now, I was first made familiar with this thing back when the YouTube Cup was a thing. It was put in the US lineup as a contender against the KV-1, and honestly, it's way better. Now, before I go into the particulars of this vehicle, I'd just like to tell you guys that there is now some merch on the merch store. And for anyone who's new here on YouTube, like me, I've only been here 3 months, but I've been streaming on Twitch for the past 3 years. So this is a big thing. It's the first ever merch that I've ever released. And I thought, rather than have my logo and name splashed all over it, we'll just give you some sort of tasteful military / pilot space skull Gundam thing. And honestly, my girlfriend drew it for me and it looks really awesome. So if you want to pick yourself up a t-shirt or a hoodie, the link is in the description below. So, the T14, why is this such a hot topic right now? I think the reason, really, is that no one really brought this thing out because at 4.3, there isn't really much of a lineup. You now get the M4A2, which was 3.7 back in the days, now at 4.0. And it's really nothing to fall back on. At 4.3, if you get a full up tier to 5.3, there's just that risk that you'll be brought up into a BR where you can't really do anything in T14. But can you? This thing's armor is insane. It's got a almost 60-degree sloped front plate here. This is rolled homogeneous, 50mm. The transfer case here is really thick as well, 100mm thickness. It's cast. But the turret itself around the side is absolutely chungus. 100mm thick the whole way around, but unusually, the front of the turret is actually where the weakness is. Now, a lot of people don't know where to kill this tank, and because we did the YouTube Cup, I kind of familiarised myself with this thing. Watch this. You've got practically an instant one-shot here, and for any German cannon, hitting either side of the mantlet or the underside on the turret neck, you're pretty much going to one-shot this thing every single time that you hit it. Now, the side armor is really where things get interesting. It has, basically these are bazooka plates. In real life, this would have been a real nightmare to take these off to get access to the tracks. But if you look here as well, we've got 63mm of protection against penetrating rounds. And if we look at the protection analysis while we're angled, look at that. 200mm effective protection against most rounds. Unless something is hitting us flat on the side, this thing is an absolute nightmare to kill. Even up here too. If you're angled, this thing is almost impenetrable. Now, what really makes this thing hard to kill is not a lot of people see them on the battlefield. They get confused for other vehicles such as Shermans. It looks like a giant M22. It's no slouch either. It's got 500 horsepower. It's got a decent reverse gear, much like the Sherman, and it's got the stabilised M3 75mm cannon, a fantastic gun. It starts to lose its effectiveness at 4.3 and above, but it is still usable. Backing up the T14 from the air, we're going to take the F6F-5N. This thing has 2 tiny TIMs, which I'm terrible at aiming at, which you're going to see in this clip here. And we've got 2 nice 20mm ANM2 cannons that do insane damage to vehicles top down and aircraft alike. We've also got 450 cals to back them up too for open top vehicles and vehicles that are thinner armor on top still. This thing is fantastic at doing close air support. Now, I'm still having computer issues. I played 2 games in the T14 and I get one very outstanding game compared to the other. The first one you saw in the intro, the second one you're about to see now. Unfortunately, I lost my live commentary for it just because the whole corruption thing. Soon I'll have a new hard drive. That thing won't ever happen again, fingers crossed. But I'm going to do some voiceover over the top, just to let you know kind of what's going through my head, the way I'm using the T14 and the way I'm using the F6F to kind of control the battlefield. And it's one of the best games I've ever had in War Thunder. Just in terms of content and fun, yeah, let's get into it. Welcome to Abandoned Factory. Now, what I normally do is whenever I spawn, kind of look around for a little bit just to give a good introduction to the map, but also check what battle rate I'm at. And I figured out we're at 5.0, And there's a couple of ways you can do this. The easiest way is to check how much spawn points your vehicle costs. So heavy tank in a full down tier costs 220 spawn points, and a heavy tank in a full up tier costs 150. And this is Gaijin's way of kind of balancing out the deficit in battle range. So it's cheaper to spawn your vehicles if you are, you know, at a disadvantage because you're the lower BR, and it's more expensive if you're the higher BR. There's two shifts in between as well, so I believe it's 170 points and 200 spawn points, which are kind of mediaries between a full up tier and a full down tier. But yeah, so basically what I'm doing right now is explaining where I'm going to go. I'm going to go in one of these factory buildings here and kind of use my armor to brawl. I don't really want to fight things at range. We are going to be fighting some KV-1Cs and Hetzers and things like that are a lot harder to approach from the front. So getting a good early position where we can see where the enemy's going to go from their spawn is absolutely perfect. We can cut off the reinforcements, we can get side shots and things, and the first target is this poor old Stug who didn't use his binoculars to look over the wall before he came through. I tried to get a wall shot on this guy. I was a little bit too low and we did absolutely nothing to him, and now I want to try and bait a shot into my upper front plate. This is exactly what I'm doing. Rocking backwards and forwards to make the shot harder for him. We bounce it nice and easy. Go for his turret cheek, and that's going to put him out for a little while. We've got 3 crew out of him. I've now spotted a tank that's on my left-hand side. I want to quickly try and grab this guy. Again, I was trying to bait a shot. It's this Sweden boy who is actually a lot further around the corner than I expected. You can see him kind of poking out the corner there. He's hiding in the bushes. So I'm trying to think how I can approach this. At the same time, I'm just having a wee look in the background as well. Don't want to get myself caught out in a flank from my left-hand side. We don't have very many teammates around the ACAP at the minute. Everyone's kind of died and they're coming back. And we're going to find out who he died to. So this guy's fired a shot. I haven't realised how far back he's gone. So try and fire off and get a shot into him, and no luck, unfortunately. And he decides that he wants to come say hi to me. So this thing's got a thick armor plate, but the little side plate there that I just hit him on is a lot weaker than the upper front plate, and he goes down in one shot. I knew even if that didn't one-shot him, we would have got his gunner, and then he would have been easy prey. So yeah, I'm just going to hang around in this area for quite a wee while. As you can see, every time I'm shifting, I'm looking through all these gaps and all through these windows to see if I can pick out targets that I can mark for my teammates. But I can't really see anyone in this area. And you'll notice this KV-1C in the kill feed pop up quite a bit in a few seconds. But yeah, he is doing some mad ruffle stomping on the other side. And he becomes my nemesis later on in the game. So just chilling out here, keeping ourselves hidden. I know there's a few people that are going to come back and try and take some pot shots at me. Looking at the sky and make sure I don't get bombed. I know that tank destroyer we just killed could probably come back in one of the heavy Sweden boys. Fire a shot at this chaffee. I hit the 2 plates, so that thing's got a weird front plate that's welded on to another plate and it's overlapping, and that's what I hit, and that's why I didn't one-shot him. Didn't know this guy was coming. Luckily I peeked out when I did. We get a nice one-shot in him too. So yeah, never let it be said, right, that the 75mm M3 cannon for the US is not a good gun. This thing is absolutely fantastic if you know how to use it right, especially if you've got a gyro stabilizer and a tank that's as armoured as this. So again, just keeping an eye out or an ear out for things. I have no idea where this shot came from. I still really don't, even though I've analysed the footage. But yeah, I took out my track. This T14 actually gets a shot that goes between the weld and the upper front plate on my transmission case. And thankfully he gets taken out by a teammate, otherwise that would have been GG. Now, if I was in a normal Sherman, I probably wouldn't have survived that. And this is really where the T14 is pretty strong in this case. As long as you're angled, you're golden. Again, M3 to the side of that Sherman, easily take him out. Whole entire crew's pretty much dead. We're now repaired, so I'm going to go back and peek out. Now, this Wibble one's been annoying me for the past couple of minutes. With Coves there, that's a very dangerous tank. Get a shot into him and take out the rest of his crew. And here's another people. And down he goes, right through the ammo guard, and away he goes again. So we're racking up the kills here, nice and easy. These guys probably not approaching this map the best way that they could. There's a couple of enemies that have saw a little bit more sense and have gone down to the south side of the map. But I'm just going to keep rocking backwards and forwards in this position. I've now got a lot of injured crew, and I'm also missing 2. As soon as my loader goes in this tank, we'll lose a lot of our effectiveness. And yeah, we're just going to keep just pacing backwards and forwards. Poor old Stimpanzer. Get the one shot on that guy, and we get hit with a big old bomb, which takes out our tracks. This is really annoying now. I'm down to 3 crew, and it's a long repair for 2 tracks. Almost 40 seconds, which is a lifetime in War Thunder. This Wirbelwind's bullying me. He's back again. And the one thing I'm really worried about with the Wirbel is the fact that he can pen a piece of my mantlet that's right next to my gunner's head. So I'm trying to angle my turret so that doesn't become, you know, a death scenario. Even at that range, you can probably go through. But I've now got this KV-1C that's bearing down on top of me. Still got my tracks damaged. This Wirbelwind keeps breaking things on my tank, just making my tank repair longer. See that drive sprocket on the front left is damaged as well. So I stopped my repair so I can angle my tank better. And down goes my track once again. Another 40-second repair. So yeah, we're stuck here for another little while longer. KV-1C's pushing. And yeah, he gets... I can't see anything for all this artillery dust. Try and get a shot into his breach, and it doesn't work out, and he knows exactly where to hit me, and down we go. So 10 kills, double ace, and now we're gonna head up into the F6F. Okay, whenever you spawn on an aircraft, make sure you survey the battlefield. Have a wee look what's there. I'm gonna take these tiny Tims out. I've had a request to use these. I am absolutely bloody useless with them though, as you'll see. And the 2 times I have to take an aircraft out, yeah, things don't go so well with the tiny Tims. So yeah, I'm having a wee look. I'm trying to make sure that there's nothing really that's a super threat to me, i.e. a low flying plane I haven't spotted yet. But I'm looking at this enemy B-17. This Yak-9 is chasing him. He's also getting shot at by this Wirbelwind, which is, in my opinion, one of the most effective SPAs in the game for its battle rating. Honestly, it's too effective. It's one of my favourite SPAs in the game, and it does really well at its battle rating, and even 2 or 3 above. So I spot this Hetzer, try to get the tiny Tim on him. I managed to hit the building, which is nowhere near him. He gets sprinkled with some shrapnel and nothing happens. But this thing has 50 kills and 20mm cannons, and we all know German vehicles don't do very well to top-down attacks, so I come back round again, go for this Hetzer. I can see him. I don't know why he's pushing around this side, probably for a little bit extra cover, and we just pepper him, and down he goes, as easy as that. So Wirbelwind's now attacking me. I'm just trying my best to make life difficult for him. I noticed this Yak's coming back, so hopefully he attacks him. So I'm just trying to evade here, just keeping an eye on the A-cap. That's that KV-1C that killed me that's on there now, and he's capping it. Now, this Yak-9 now starts to bully this Wirbelwind, and now's my opportunity to pounce. So get all my guns on. I'm very liberal with my ammunition, and we managed to get the last guy in the head and take him out. So thank you very much, Yak-9. You did a really good job there, dude. That kind of bait and switch is perfect. So a couple of open top Sweden boys underneath me. So I'm going to prioritise those. They're easy to kill, and they've got very deadly guns for our teammates. So they got to go first. Plenty of rounds in there. Take him out, and we're going to go back round again for another swoop on somebody else. So spot this guy. Now bullying my teammate. It's been too late now. This 109 comes in. I'm not prepared for it. He starts firing way too early. He gets some shots on me and we get lucky. Probably not running mine Geschoss. But yeah, I got so damaged. We pretty much cut the grass. I decided to pop my landing flaps here. Or takeoff flaps, sorry. And take this guy in a head-on. Couldn't quite get there. I tried to get shots on him anyway. Where now our flying characteristics are pretty poor. We've got damage to our tail, we've got damage to our fuselage. Plane isn't turning very well. This particular version of the F6F is pretty heavy, so it's quite difficult to fly. And once we start taking damage, its roll rate and everything starts to suffer. I don't know how this happened, but I managed to take this SPA in a head-on, one, and I didn't even hit the ground. And meanwhile, the 109F pancakes into the ground. So I'll take that as a kill as well, even though it didn't appear on the feed. I gotta get a little bit too desperate, and that happens sometimes. I was doing a lot of damage to his team, so I mean, it made sense for him to try and take me out, and it just didn't go his way. Marder here, get machine guns on him. Very surprised I didn't kill him, but the gun breach saved the other crew member on the other side of the tank, so That's how he managed to survive there. I know he's going to be out for a little while, so I'm searching for that other target. I spotted Italian spaghetti wind off in the distance like earlier when he was bullying one of my teammates. So spot him, get some 50 cows on him. I thought I could pin him with the 50s, but as soon as I opened with the 20s, managed to take out 2 of his crew, and down he goes. Things nowhere near as good as a Whirlwind. It's still a very good SPA for its battle rating. But yeah, in comparison to the Whirlwind, that thing is not very survivable, and it's got a much shorter burst compared to the Whirlwind as well. Anyway, spot another Swede boy, get some shots on him. We take out 2 crew. I've got a teammate and a KV-1 that's pushing up, so that's the guy I'm trying to support right now. So I want to do as much damage to these guys as I possibly can so he can push up. The enemy have had the ACAP for a while now, and this is when I just noticed that things have gone south entirely for our team. So Marder's flanking this guy, he's repaired, so he's going first. The other Swedish guy is less likely to take out this KV-1, so that's why I prioritised the Marder over the Swedish tank. This Stug as well is now firing at our teammate. I've got very few rounds left in my cannon, so I used the last of them to try and take that Stug out. So yeah, the battlefield control now, we've lost complete control of the map. I've got 3 teammates out in the middle of nowhere. I've just been killed by this R3. I was considering that maybe our team might be able to handle this and I can leave the game and everything's going to be okay. I checked the scoreboard and see things aren't going so well. That KV-1C has 11 kills, which is absolutely fantastic. The guy did some serious work in this match. Managed to pick ourselves up 6 kills and 2 assists in the F6. But now I got to get to the ACAP and take this back. And I know this guy knows where to shoot me because he's done it before, and I have absolutely no idea where he is on the map. So that R3 that's killed me, I know he's pushing down towards our spawn. I've no idea why he's done this. I spot him coming around the corner here in a second. And there he is. Yeah, it's a bit of map awareness. I keep checking the scoreboard to see what sort of vehicles we have in our inventory that we can utilise. The T14 that's behind me, I've asked him to follow me, and luckily he does. That's the best thing to do if you're in a medium tank or a light tank, is get behind a heavy and support him. So thankfully he's coming along. We are going to push on to the cap because time is of the essence here, and that's definitely never a truer word spoken when it comes to this game, that's for sure. So I'm pushing up. I've got no idea where this KV-1C is. I know if I can continue to move, I'm going to make this shot really hard for him to one-shot me. So I'm just keeping an eye in the air. We've got 2 or 3 allied aircraft up in the air just now, so I'm just making sure we're not going to get bombed or rocketed by anything. I didn't see this guy with his bushes, and he hits me a perfect shot on my man. So not ideal at all, that's for sure. I'm trying to wiggle so he misses his next shot, and he does. And this is the weak spot I was going for in the first place. I'm going to wait till he looks straight back at me again. Managed to hit his cannon barrel. Unfortunately, that's going to put him out of action. He can't fight me back. He's trying to basically blind me with his machine guns, and it's working out, but it's too late. I get the shot that I wanted. It was right through, and we take him out. Thankfully, finally we get him. So, driving on the cap, and I hear a bomb incoming. And yeah, I'm looking around for it. I'm unsure. I didn't see an enemy aircraft up, and we've been team killed by a Wellington. But yeah, so now we're in a little bit of trouble. We really needed that cap to win the game, so I'm going to come back up in an aircraft because we definitely need to make sure we win this game. The ACAP's now uncontested, it's just sitting there. I'm just telling this guy that it's not a good idea, obviously, to drop bombs whenever a cap is being contested. And I don't know if... Hopefully he'll hang on to that. I know that he's sorry and he didn't mean it. But yeah, you can't just go dropping big old bombs like that in a crucial moment. I'm sure he thought he would get a kill on the KV-1. But yeah, whenever there's teammates around with a bomb that size, it's not a good idea at all. And it's potentially cost us the game here. So now ACAP's been taken by enemies, which is not ideal at all. And we got 2 guys down there, and I've got these 2 Tiny Tims that I'm completely not used to using. We could have potentially heavy tanks in there that I need to do some damage with these things. First Tiny Tim does absolutely nothing. I completely whiffed that shot. So I'm going to decide to turn to my guns here. So So whenever I was commentating on this, I was getting really sweaty and really upset that, that our team is going to lose this game because of that one instance. But managed to get the guns on that P40, take him out nice and easy with the 20mm. I'm kind of looking for this Panzer IV that I spotted down there before. He's got like a red thing on his roof. So I'm coming in for him. I don't see him here at all, and then we finally spot him inside this warehouse. So he's almost dead. I want to pull back up again. This is a really important thing that I pull off here, is that we've checked the scoreboard and knew that we needed to get 3 kills to end this game without even owning the cap zone, because we're going to bleed the enemy's tickets out due to kills. Managed to get the kill on this guy, and I remember I've got 1 Tiny Tim left. I have no idea how to aim them. We got very few tickets left ourselves, and we go in for the suicide rocket that hits him directly. And we get mission accomplished. 21 kills, 2 assists, 4 deaths, almost 5k points, and plenty of silver lions to boot. So it was one of the most intense games I've probably ever played. And yeah, it's super duper T14 and the F6F, just such a nice combination in Ground RB. And to top it off, we got 12,500 extra silver lions, as if we needed them. So there we have it. The T14, an extremely effective premium vehicle at a very low cost as well. This thing, if you were a new player, is probably one of the better tanks you could bring out. I'm actually going to call this thing the new Jumbo. It's really what it is. The Jumbo now sits at 5.3, and this thing's almost as good at 4.3. The F6F didn't let us down either. Sure, I could have been better with the Tiny Tims, but the cannons didn't let us down at all. Sting is absolutely fantastic for Ground RB and Air RB alike. So, where do we leave off with the T14? Is it overpowered? At 4.3, it definitely can be. But at a 5.3 game, it's definitely going to suffer. But do you sacrifice all the 3.3 players' games for the sake of one vehicle? Or do you sacrifice this one vehicle and possibly move it up another battle rating? Let me know in the comments below. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Much love. Bye-bye.